He asked his father to die. That's what the demand actually meant. In the ancient Near East, asking for your inheritance while your father still breathed wasn't just rude, it was a declaration. It said, "You are already dead to me." It said, "I want what you have, not who you are." And somehow, impossibly, the father said yes. That's where this story begins. Not with the pigpen, not with the party, with a father who looked at a son who had just wished him dead and opened his hands anyway. The sun beats down on the hills of Galilee. Dust rises off the road in little clouds. The air smells like dried grass and animal dung. Jesus is sitting with a crowd, tax collectors, sinners, Pharisees standing at the edges with their arms crossed. They are all listening. Luke tells us that in chapter 15, verse 1. The religious elite are grumbling, "This man welcomes sinners and eats with them." So Jesus tells them a story. Not a sermon, a story. There is a man with 2 sons. The younger one is restless. You can see it in the way he sits at dinner, eyes moving toward the horizon, feet already halfway out the door. He has grown up surrounded by abundance, fields that stretch to the tree line, servants, safety. But something in him is starving. He doesn't know what for. He just knows it isn't here. This is the deep human ache that St. Augustine described when he wrote that our hearts are made for God and they cannot rest until they find Him. The younger son doesn't know that yet. He thinks he's hungry for the world. So he goes looking for it. "Father," he says. The word hangs in the air. "Give me my share of the estate. Give me what I will get when you're gone. Give it to me now." We're told in Luke 15:12 that the father divided his property between them, just like that. No argument recorded, no punishment. He simply gives his son what he asked for, watches him pack, watches him walk away down the road until he disappears in the heat shimmer. The younger son converts everything to cash. He moves fast. He moves far. The Greek word Luke uses, asotos, means wasteful, reckless, dissolute. He burns through it like a fire through dry straw. New city, new friends, new pleasures. Everything feels electric at first. Everything feels like freedom. But freedom purchased with someone else's sacrifice has a short shelf life. The famine comes. It comes in Luke 15:14 like a door slamming shut. And now the money is gone, the friends are gone, the options are narrowing. He ends up in a field feeding pigs, which for a Jewish man is the bottom of the bottom. Unclean animals, foreign soil, everything his people considered cursed and defiled. He is so hungry he looks at the slop in the trough and feels envious of the pigs, and then something shifts. Luke says he came to himself. 3 words. One of the most profound moments in all of Scripture. Not he came to God, not he prayed. He came to himself. Something in him woke up like a man surfacing from deep water, gasping. C.S. Lewis once described this kind of moment as grace arriving not like a gentle knock, but like a man picking you up off the floor. You didn't plan it, you didn't deserve it, you just find yourself standing. The younger son begins to rehearse a speech. "I will arise and go to my father, and I will say to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants.'" He isn't coming home expecting a party. He's coming home hoping for a job. Here is where the story slows down. Here is where Jesus does something stunning. The father sees him, while he is still a long way off, which means the father has been watching the road, maybe every day, maybe every morning, shading his eyes against the sun, scanning the horizon, hoping. And now he sees him. The walk, the silhouette, the slumped shoulders. He knows. He doesn't wait. He doesn't fold his arms and make the boy come to him. He lifts the hem of his robe, which was considered undignified for a man of his standing, and he runs. He is running down the dirt road toward a son who disgraced him. His sandals are kicking up dust. He is breathing hard. He reaches the boy before the boy can even begin his rehearsed speech, and he throws his arms around him and kisses him. St. John Chrysostom marveled at this image. He said the father ran not to meet a son who had earned his welcome, but to prevent the son's own shame from stopping him at the gate. The embrace came before the confession was finished. That is not accident. That is the entire point. The father calls for the robe, the best robe, a sign of honor. The ring, a sign of authority and belonging. The sandals, because servants went barefoot, and this son is not coming home as a servant. And then the feast, the fatted calf, the music, the dancing. For this my son was dead, the father says in Luke 15:24, and is alive again. He was lost and is found, dead and alive again, lost and found. This is the language of resurrection. This is Jesus quietly telling his audience something enormous. The return of a sinner is not just a family reunion. It is a cosmic event. The early theologians saw in this story the entire sweep of salvation. Origen of Alexandria taught that this parable was a map of the soul's journey, away from God, into emptiness, and back again. He saw it echoing the pattern of Israel leaving Egypt, wandering in the wilderness and returning to the promised land. The younger son is all of us. The far country is every place we've tried to satisfy a hunger that only God can fill. And the father's run, that is God's grace moving toward us before we have finished repenting. Romans 5:8 puts it plainly. While we were still sinners, Christ died for us. The father doesn't wait for a perfect apology. He runs at the first sight of a turned-around heart. But the story doesn't end there. The older brother is outside. He hears the music. He smells the feast. He has been out in the fields, working, faithful, doing everything right. And now he finds out his wasteful brother is being celebrated. He is furious. He refuses to go in. The father comes out to him too. This is easy to miss. Both sons are lost in different ways. One is lost in recklessness. One is lost in resentment. And the father goes out to find both of them. St. Basil the Great wrote that the greater danger is often not the obvious sin, but the pride that refuses to receive mercy in yourself or in others. The older brother cannot celebrate grace because he is still trying to earn what has always been freely given. The father's words to him are tender. Son, you are always with me, and everything I have is yours. He has never been without. He just couldn't see it. Both sons needed saving. Both sons were welcomed. One needed to come home. The other needed to come inside. This is what the church has always held, that the house of the Father is open, always. Not because the door is unlocked, but because the Father himself is standing at it. As Jesus said in John 10:9, I am the gate. Whoever enters through me will be saved. The feast is real. The robe is real. The music is already playing. Where are you in this story? Are you in the far country, starving, convinced you've gone too far? Are you standing outside in the dark, arms crossed, furious at grace that feels unfair? The Father has come out for both of you. The invitation is the same for both of you. You don't have to have the speech perfect. You just have to turn around. Somewhere down the road, your Father is already running.